When you trace back the good things in your career or the moments that felt positive, like I can trace it back to things that I couldn't have expected them to lead to. So I know that the little things that I do now, I don't know what they're going to lead to. You have to believe that because it's true. Like tracing back anything that I've enjoyed doing in my career, I can trace back to like a little thing that I did, a little step that I took.
Filmmaker Magazine presents Back to One with Peter Rinaldi.
Sarah Coffey is an actor. She sat down with me on the Upper West Side of Manhattan to talk about the work.
Do you have a typical way that you like to begin your preparation process when you get a new character?
Well, typically, I think so. Do you? I'm joking. So I try to like do the steps that I was like taught to do. Well,
and what are they?
Well, I did a Meisner program, so I like the steps that we learned in that program.
Yeah.
I like to get off book, off book, no like deciding what the line is yet, and I like to go. I also like the Bob Krakauer stuff. Like I like going line by line. I like.
Wait. It's so funny that I said don't give anything context. But I would like to know what. I know who Bob Krakauer is, but
yes.
What is the Bob Krakauer thing, line by line?
I would hate to say it wrong because it's a really like wonderful program. Yeah. It was a class that I took when I started doing film acting, because in like a Meisner program or in college, it was like very like theater based or like class based. You're doing scenes in the class. You're not like on camera.
Yeah.
And Bob Krakauer is very helpful for on camera work. So some of it's like this thing called line by line, where you break the scene down line by line and you see the causality of every single moment in the scene being caused by like what came before it, so you can understand why the line is being said or why the action is being taken. And if you understand the scene and you can say to yourself, well, this person walks in the room, that causes this person to say hi to them, that causes this person to say hi back, like, and you can describe the scene in that way all the way through, then you can like do the scene.
Yeah.
And Bob Krakauer is also very like technical too, in terms of like the camera and where your eye line is and making physical movements have a purpose, like turning at a certain point in the scene. If you understand the causality of the scene, then you know, oh, I should open myself up to the person at this moment, or I should close myself off to the person at this moment, or that's the moment where I should look at the person because that'll give it more, that will heighten the moment more visually. So I really, for on-camera stuff, like once you're there, I like, if it's an on-camera project, I like to think about it before I go in. Film the project. But
And when you say you get off book, are you immediately memorizing?
I like to because, not like, the thing is like, I like to read through the script first.
Yeah.
If it's the kind of director where they're open to feedback and I feel a certain way about something, and they're open to me bringing it up, like maybe there's a back and forth, and once I get a final script that I feel like I'm not going to be overpowering and domineering and change it. I'm not one to like change a script a lot, like might be like a line or two, but like, this might not be normal, but this is what I was taught in like my Meisner program, was like, you get off book immediately. Not for every writer, like when you're with like Sorkin, you need to know all the lines, but when you're with other directors, maybe like a comedy director, you want to be able to improv. But I think if you memorize the lines and you understand the scene, then you can improv if you know it really well. So I personally do like to be fully off book, because then you can stop thinking about, you get to stop thinking about what you're saying, or I don't want any of the what is my line in my head. I want it to be like muscle memory.
Yeah.
I have to sleep multiple nights to like consolidate the memory of the lines in my head so that I like am not thinking about it when I'm doing it. I do. Do you like to?
Don't ask me anything. That's not allowed. I'm so sorry.
Fine. Okay. It's hard to talk about yourself.
One more violation, and I'll be hitting stop.
Okay. No more questions for you.
No more questions.
So this is an interview, is what you're saying?
That was almost a question?
That was a statement.
You did get a period at the end.
Is what you're saying. Period. Yeah, I do. That's just like the first step. It's not like my whole process, but like, yeah, I like.
But I feel like there's something, that people have come on here saying that there's something about like filling in some other things before they memorize the lines. But I've always been like, I don't know. Just get that thing down as words. Get it down as words. So you, like you're saying, like you do not have to even think about it. Then you like lay the stuff on top of it.
I think you're doing both at the same time though. Like when you're learning the lines, you're not just like bored out of your mind just memorizing words. Like then you start to I feel like I start to understand the lines more once I know them. And then I understand the character more. And while I'm doing that, while I'm memorizing the lines, I'll write in my script like little like notes about the character or like the like what I'm doing in the scene or like if it's an on-camera thing, like where my body should be, when I should turn, when I should. While this is all happening, I feel like it's all happening at the same time. Or like if I have like I did a movie recently where I had like a lisp in it, and that was decided even before I got the script. Like the final script, I was like, it was like part of why I was cast was like because of an impression that I do, and I like have a lisp in the impression. So he was like, I really like that lisp. Like, can you bring that to the character? And so like that was decided before.
Yeah. What does that kind of stuff do for you? Like when there has to be some kind of impediment or an accent or something like that, do you relish that kind of thing?
Personally, yeah.
Why?
I feel like I'm really good at it.
that could be good enough,
I feel
right?
like one thing that I have like proven that to myself that I'm good at is like doing a voice or doing an accent, and it does. Or like a lisp or like an impediment. And I also feel like it can take you out of your head.
Yeah.
When you're playing a version of yourself, it can be fun and freeing in a certain way, but it doesn't feel like acting with a capital A.
Yeah.
And I love finding things that people do and trying to like embody them in like a real way. It's just it's fun for me to do that.
Is that only like certain people that you respond to in that way, or is it like anybody that has a particular strong thing?
Everybody.
Oh, interesting.
You, the way you're talking right now.
What?
Everybody, like the way you talk.
Oh my God!
Is so interesting.
That just looked like me.
Because
what the? How dare you?
Everybody. The thing is, if you try to like take on I mean, that was actually something that I did in acting class. That was really fun when I was in school. Was like I remember one day one of the like exercises we had was like go out into the world and like. This sounds illegal. Follow somebody.
Yes.
And like try and walk the way that they walk.
Yeah.
Or like somebody that you're close to but not too close to, like you're gonna like try to embody like the way that they move or the way that they talk. And everybody has a different cadence to their voice, or their voice sits in a different part of their mouth or their nose, and there are like reasons for that or not. Yeah. And like,
can you pinpoint stuff like that?
Like what? Like
what you just said, like of where something rests in their mouth.
Totally.
Oh, wow. I wish I could.
You might be able to.
I don't know. I would have to practice that, I guess.
Exactly. But yes, you do. Yeah. I don't think I just like knew. I think when I was...
But you have to have an ear, I think.
Yeah, maybe. You do. Yeah. You definitely need like a musical thing, I think. Maybe.
Which brings us to, wait. Because that is important.
Yeah.
You have a musical background.
Yeah.
I mean, were you always singing?
I was always singing. I mean, I started in middle school, like when my parents would leave the house, I would like fucking hit up that YouTube karaoke, screaming Wicked from the top of my lungs. The second they come in the door, I slam the computer shut. I say,
Wow.
"What do you want? What do you want?" But then I would listen back and I would like correct the way I was singing, so I like would sing well. And I think that's where I started, even with like impressions and stuff. And that's what I do when I'm learning an impression is I like film myself trying to do it, and then I watch back and I see what works and you see what doesn't.
Ooh, that's
and
why
you
you're
stick
saying
to
it
what
takes
works.
so much work.
Yeah.
Oh.
It takes it for me. I mean, I think I could probably like do a decent impression of someone like on the spot, but the reason why I like don't post as many like TikToks as I like should is because like it takes like I don't want to post like a half-assed anything because I also find it fascinating for myself. Like I don't feel satisfied until like I'm as close to that person as I can get.
Yeah.
Was your family encouraging you to sing?
Not particularly. They weren't discouraging me though. Like
It wasn't like a music household.
I mean, no, I took piano lessons. My mom encouraged me to take guitar lessons, which I really liked doing. And then through the guitar lessons, my guitar teacher became my, like I had like a little singing lessons for a little bit. And he told my mom, he was like, oh, like she's really good at this. And I had not like sung in front of anyone before. So my mom like didn't really know that I could sing. Because I was sort of embarrassed, I think. Singing is so interesting because like when you're growing up, I feel like the most embarrassing thing is to be a bad singer.
Absolutely. I would never sing in front of my parents.
To sing in front of someone is the scariest thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
So like even though I felt like, oh, maybe I'm good, like this guy's telling me I'm good, I want to be good, I was like so scared to do it in front of anyone. But then I think I found through like, I would do like musical theater and stuff, and I would always have these like mentors, like these like, you know, like the gay men directing me in musical theater would just be like, oh, you're really good. Like they would really encourage me and give me confidence and like, I think that's what got me like out of doing it alone in my bedroom and doing it like, oh, like maybe I'm good at this, and I liked feeling like I was good at something, and I liked feeling confident in something, and I was confident in other parts of my life, but I think because I was so tall, I genuinely felt uncomfortable in my own body in front of people, like walking down the hallway. Like I was so constantly uncomfortable that it felt really nice to like take up space and like
That's
be
interesting. Yeah.
big and like that being a good thing and not being something I should be ashamed of. So I think I found through musical theater, like that feeling of being confident in myself, like in a real way. But my family wasn't like, you need to do this with your life.
Yeah.
I think I was from like, there was a lot of like pressure to go to like a good college and to be a serious student. And so I worked really hard in like school, and that was really like the main focus for me until I left home, I think. And then that's where I was like, oh, I actually want to pursue this.
Did you have at this time this competing desires of acting and singing?
Actually, yes, I think so.
And where did the acting desire come from?
I mean, there's so many places that it came from. Also just like watching movies growing up, I don't know, I've always been an emotional person, and I think I like found, like it was just fun. I just like wanted to have fun, honestly. Like it's just fun.
Yeah.
For me, it was just fun. And like, it was like the times in my life that were escaping and enjoyable were when I was making movies with my friends on like the camp. Like I remember my brother too would like make movies on the like little VCR camera thing. Is that what it's called? What is it called? Like just like a
Video
cameras. Yeah, whatever. And I remember like once he made this like movie we had like a bunch of Teletubby dolls, and he made this movie that like him and his friend touched this rock and they got transported to this land where all the Teletubbies were like evil. And I remember watching him make this movie and I was like, this is the most fun that we could ever have. And please put me in the movie, Jack, please. And I feel like I had the tiniest role, but like I wasn't of age where like, you know, some children, I wasn't a great child actor. It's very hard to find a good child actor, but when you find them. But like, I think like just that was like the most fun I could have in my life was doing this. And I think I think that's really like, I know that's like not a really interesting answer.
No, but
really it was just that it was fun.
And it seems like both these things are about performing.
Yes.
This need to perform, this desire to perform.
Yeah.
Right?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Do you think I just wanted attention maybe?
I told you not to ask me questions. So, did you have this desire to actually, like you're saying, like when you left school, like you wanted to go and actually be trained to do this?
Yeah. I mean, like I studied theater in college.
Yeah. Cornell,
which is not the Cornell path.
What does that mean?
It's just, it doesn't have a very, you know, it's actually like one of the things about Cornell is that like it used to have a pretty great theater program in like the 80s and they had like artist residents and like they had a ton, but they did insane budget cuts to like the arts programs before I got there. And so the professors there are all like really great, honestly. Like I had a lot of really great professors, but it's just like there aren't that many of them. And the number of people like pursuing a degree in it it's like very small. So it's like a small, but then the theaters they have there are beautiful because like they invested in it in the 80s at some point or the 70s. I don't know. Like they invested in it at some point and they have all these great resources. And I took amazing classes. Like my screenwriting teacher, I really loved this guy, Austin Bunn. He was amazing. And David Feldshuh was my directing teacher and he was directing professor. We call it professors in college. And he was amazing. Brother of Tova Feldshuh was a great actress. Yeah. I just had like, I loved, and the thing is like, it was like big fish, small pond. So I was in like, I think I was in like 16 or 17 shows when I was there.
Wow.
And like, so I really got to like work on like being on stage and I like genuinely loved it.
Yeah. Did you fell in love with stage work? Were you getting in front of a camera where they
a little
doing
bit
that?
like,
wasn't so much
not so much like I did like some student films maybe like 2 or 3 that I can remember but it was really like a theater focused program, so like I wasn't doing like on camera stuff at all, even though like I had the desire to. I just didn't really have, I mean, I also don't think I like took advantage of enough things while I was there, but also it is the kind of school where like, even if you're in the theater program, it's very like academic. So you don't really have time for a lot of things. So if you're focusing on one thing, that's the thing you're focusing on. Like you couldn't do like improv and like be in like a play in the theater. Like you had to sort of pick what you were doing. So there was like I took screenwriting classes that were really great and I did some student films, but like I had chosen like, this is what I'm doing. And like, I had too much like coursework to think about anything else. Like I was reading about like kabuki theater I was, you know, and then going to like 4-hour rehearsals. Yeah. And so I didn't feel like I really had time for, and then I was getting super drunk on the weekends. Right, so I didn't have time for anything else. Right.
So then you get out of there, and then what? Like, what do you do? Do you start to realize, okay, I have to approach this as a career? Did they set you up for that?
I don't think so. No, not at all. But like, it's not really. I don't know if any, even like the maybe the best theater programs can help set you up for a career. But I have friends with like, I always felt insecure about not having a BFA when I was like first starting out. But like, I realized like I was in like a very similar positions to a lot of my friends who had BFAs. I mean, like maybe if you go to Yale, you have like more connections and it has that like name on there, which can help. But I think ultimately like it's helpful to go to a school like that, but it's not like the be all end all. And so yeah, after school, like Cornell doesn't have, I mean, there are a couple great people who went to Cornell, like Maria Dizia went to Cornell.
Oh.
And I always like really looked up to her.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to work with her on something this year, and I like told her, I was like, we both played Beth in Lie of the Mind, and she was like telling me stories from college that were like crazy and like
Amazing.
I was like, oh, it was really cool to like have that full circle moment for me because I really respect her and like love what she does. She's amazing. And she's just like a very nice person. So there's not a lot of theater people except for Maria Dizia.
Yeah.
That was what I was saying. And a couple other people. But at Cornell, I took a Meisner class and we read the William Esper book, the Meisner book. And so I was like, I did a summer program at William Esper while I was in college, and I worked with Terry Knickerbocker, who ended up leaving the William Esper studio after I had left school. So I contacted him. I really, really liked doing the 6-week program with him at Esper. And so I contacted him after, and I ended up, I contacted him after, and then I was working at a restaurant, and this guy from my class walked in, and he's like, oh, I'm doing Terry's 2-year program at his new studio. And so then I think I reached out to him, and then I did his 2-year program, and I really liked it.
What was good about that for you?
First of all, I love structure. I love school. And that, I think when you have like a path to go down, there's and especially after college, you're sort of very lost. I didn't know what direction to go in. I didn't know how to self-generate work. I didn't know anything really. And so it gave me a path to go down that had like a rigorous schedule of like, here's what we do every week. And I think the 2 years was good for me. And then people get stuck in a loop where they stay in acting classes for like 12 years.
Right.
And I did not want to be that person.
Yeah. You sense that could be possible because you love class.
Yes. And it's like I also sensed like actors are like so desperate. I hate that about myself, is that like I'm desperate to work because that's what makes me happy. And I am desperate to be successful in this and achieve something in this. And so it's scary with classes because like, they're like, you need this if you're gonna make it in this industry. Like, look at who we have who's doing really well.
Right.
And it's like, I did the 2 years and it was really, I really loved it. And like, I learned, what I really loved about the program was I learned a process. I like have a set of tools. That's what they would say, is like, you have a set of tools now that you can use. And you have like a process where it's like, you get a script and you know that you can dig at it in a certain way and you can mine at it in a certain way. And you can dig within yourself in a certain way. And something that I really appreciate about acting class, which I know that I still use a lot, is building like a muscle memory of experience. Like, I remember doing a scene in class, and I remember I was so in my head, and I was thinking like, there was a point in the scene where I was supposed to like, I'm getting in a fight with my sister and I'm supposed to like end in tears. And I remember thinking like, okay, I gotta cry. I gotta like get really upset. And like, I remember feeling so like tight and like really wanting myself to reach some emotional fucking thing.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that scene, my acting teacher said to me, Sarah, like, relax your stomach, let go. And at that moment, I just like, sort of like, just started like bawling. I don't know, like I think it wasn't because of the scene. It was because in that moment, I felt him seeing me putting all this pressure on myself. And I think that being recognized by someone else was like really emotional for me. So sometimes when I think that I need to, that's like an emotional memory for me now. And I think like there are a lot of moments in class where like you can access those things and you create a memory of those things. And I don't know, it's nice to have like a bank of things like that where it's like, sometimes now I tell myself, I'm like, just, like I hold my like stomach. You do all these physical things where you're holding tension and you don't even realize. And so then when you tell yourself to like let go, you almost feel like pity for yourself or something. And like, then you can, and if that's the thing that connects you to the emotion, That's the thing
That's
that connects you to the emotion.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be like, I fully imagine that my son is dying right now.
Right.
Like I did a play in college and I remember my son dies in the play. I was doing Titus Andronicus. And at the beginning of Titus Andronicus, I play Tamara, Queen of the Goths, and her son gets executed like in the Act 1, Scene 1. And I remember initially I was like, okay, I gotta fully believe that my son's dead. And then I realized like it's not working. And then I would just like start imagining people in my life dying, which you also don't have to fucking do. But like, and I think I was putting all this pressure on myself to like really get as close to like the feeling as possible. I want to feel like my son is dead. So I'm going to pretend my mom is dead. Knock on wood, she's never going to die.
It's got to be death.
It's got to be death. I have to feel death. And like, you can feel it a little bit. But like, sometimes that's not gonna work every time. So you need to like, I feel like what I learned from like the experience of going to school and also doing Bob Krakauer after school is like, and you know, the Meisner program and everything, like feeling isn't the ultimate goal. It's nice to feel. It feels good to feel. I feel like that's probably why I went into doing this in the first place, because I like to like feel things and like play imaginary in my head. But like sometimes the coolest thing to watch is someone like not expressing emotion. That's why that is why I went to, like ultimately like I love how fascinating this is, like the like path of like getting something beautiful on screen or on a stage. Like what is the path to get there? And there's so many ways. And there's no right. I love that there's no right way.
There's no right way.
There's no right way. And that's why the podcast is still going.
That's right.
You're digging for the right way.
I think I am, knowing I'll never find it.
Yeah.
That's what's beautiful.
That's the thing. Like I'll never feel, I'll always, maybe this is me thing, but I always doubt myself constantly. And so I always doubt myself as like an actor too, where I'm like, maybe I'm bad. Maybe I'm really bad at this. And maybe I am, but maybe I'm not. Maybe there's no bad and good also. There's no bad and there's no good.
How about that?
David Lynch would hire people off the street who clearly did not know how to act. And that is so interesting to watch sometimes. Part of doing Terry's program is that like he like doesn't like if you're like auditioning for stuff while you're doing it, which I get it. Like he wants you to focus on the craft and the work. But I think it's also good to question the things that you've learned. And I think it's good to learn a set of values in a bubble, and I think that was helpful for me, but I think you learn other things by going out there and auditioning and meeting people that you want to work with and actually being in the world. And I do think there is like a bubble that you stay in if you just like keep taking classes and keep believing in this like ideology instead of like practicing it in the world, because there's I don't know. So while I was in school, I also had this side quest dream. I had this side quest dream of being a singer in a band. That's all I really wanted for my side quest, because I love singing, I love music. I would write little songs in my room alone, but I just like, there was this band that I really loved at the time called Fox, Phox. I was like a little twee girl obsessed with this band called Fox. They were from like Baraboo, Wisconsin. They weren't like a huge band, but I just like loved her voice. The lead singer had this amazing voice, and I would go to their shows. Their shows would be really small usually, and like not like tiny. They were successful for an indie band, but like I was like, if I could do that, like that would be super fulfilling for me. Like, and so I got this opportunity through my roommate, who is also my friend from high school and college, Sam. He was friends with this guy who like had a band, and the lead singer of the band was leaving the band. So I auditioned to be in the band, and I got in the band, and then I did that. Like I'm
Stolen
Jars.
Okay.
And so I like got to go on tour, and I got to like
talk about a dream. That's like a dream is coming true there.
I know, it was super fun. It was so fun, and and writing music is like can be very cathartic. It's a really good thing to do when you're going through something too. Like something that I really am glad that I did was like take your experiences and you like put them into a song, and it feels like feels like you have like a trophy on your, like, even if there's, no one listens to the song, you have like a trophy.
Yeah.
It's like a trophy, even if
Yeah.
you never
Yeah.
put it out.
That's so true.
Yeah. So,
But were you, so when you were touring and like, and coming upon some kind of success, were you thinking, I need to foster this, I need to grow this?
yes. I mean, and I did, and I focused, I think that's why, like, while I was in acting school, it really was like, I was like, okay, like, I'm not going to focus on auditioning for things. I'm just going to do school and have my band. And those are going to be my two things. And so I did, and for a while. But once I was out of school, I wanted like more agency over what I was doing, I guess. And so I got out of acting school. I started auditioning. I was still in my band. We would tour and have shows and write music and put out albums. And so I felt creatively fulfilled. But like, I didn't make a ton of money from music. And like, we've had like songs on like shows, and that would get like a little money here and there, but like it wasn't like a sustainable career in that way. And eventually COVID happened. Then COVID happened. So
I hate, it keeps coming up over and over again, this fucking COVID period.
I know.
And what it
But it
does
realigned
to people.
things.
Well, I mean, I guess it's true that
It
sometimes
was
it
actually
does.
kind of helpful
It
for
was?
me. Yeah.
I shouldn't have interrupted.
So
I was
whatever
like,
you're
this
saying about other
fucking
people,
phase of COVID.
it sucked
was
for
great.
most people,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, here's the thing. It forced me, like COVID happened. I went through a breakup. And that's when I was like alone in my apartment. And this is what I was talking about before the podcast, about like how like struggle brings your best art, because you have to. You have, when you're going through something, like you're going through, you're lonely, you're in a breakup, you're crying every day. You can't act, you can't do anything. You're doing like I did little songs we did little like concerts on Instagram Live. It was so weird. Like nothing was really fulfilling. And so like that's when I started posting videos on the internet. Was in that time I had all this energy.
Yep.
And I was like, I need to do something with it. I need to. And I just told myself, and it was also during COVID that I started doing impressions. Before I even like put them on TikTok, I just like would watch like TV shows and I would put them on my close friends story. I would like do impressions of like, I remember watching Mrs. America and I would do like a Kate Blanchett impression for my friends, or like it was always just for my friends.
Yeah.
And also with the band stuff, I remember when we were on tour, I would do singing impressions in like the parking lot after a show, and like everyone would be laughing, and they would be like, do Christina Aguilera, do Bjork, do this. And so I would like try all and I just like on the spot, and it was so fun. And so that I just like I was doing it for fun for my friends. And then I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to post these videos that I posted for my friends. I'm posting them 12 days. I'm posting 12 days in a row. And I'm just going to see what happens.
Yeah.
And I think on the 12th day, I don't know why I chose 12. Maybe I was just like, I'm going to post every day. And then on the 12th day, I like had this insanely viral video.
Wow.
And I got like overnight, and this is what it was at the time on TikTok. Like you could just like get followers. I got like 100,000 followers overnight.
Yeah.
And like, then I posted another video. I did this like I did like celebrities singing Hamilton impressions
I just
video.
saw that today.
You did? Yeah. I know, I have it pinned at the top because that got me like another 100,000 followers. Because I was just, it was just like fun. Like I was just having fun.
Yeah.
And
but were you
people
starting,
responded to it.
Were you starting to like, when that starts happening, are you starting to panic about content? Like, are you like, whoa, I have a following. Like this is an actual thing now. Now they're waiting maybe for
a little bit. Well, it was less of a panic and more of like I was on a high. I was on a drug. It is a drug when you first. I'm sure everyone who has an internet presence has experienced that first feeling. It's the same as it really is the same as a drug, where like that first feeling, even for the first few months of like people giving a shit about you on the internet, it is like dopamine straight into your bloodstream. And so it's kind of easy. It's
Yeah.
easy at first because you're like, oh, I want more, give me more. And it's the kind of thing where over time the drug stops working and like you don't, like the feeling I had when I first was getting that attention, and maybe this is something to do with like me going into acting and wanting that attention, like was like, I can't compare it to like anything in my life that I've ever felt. I like was like, people care about me.
Yeah.
People think I'm talented.
Yeah.
People are writing, she should be on SNL. People are writing, you deserve an Oscar for this. Hundreds of thousands of people every day.
Yeah.
I was so important. I thought I was. That's what the app is like was designed to do.
Right.
Like I fell for the scheme.
Yeah.
And I'm still I'm still caught up in it to this day.
Well, it also is an actual place to show what you can do.
That
I
is
mean,
the
like
thing.
let's not make it like it's just some silly thing of
It's
like,
not.
right?
It's the new thing. I mean, it created what I have now, which, you know,
Yeah.
I am not delusional. Sadly, I wish I were more delusional. You know, Kimball, my lovely boyfriend, I need to steal some of his delusional optimism because I'm a delusional pessimist, sadly. And so I think, where was I going with
Wait,
this?
but the combination of you two must be great because you're a delusional
It's
pessimist.
good. We balance each other out. We really do.
Yeah.
Because, like, he, like, if I say a word that's, like, against his belief system, he's
Yeah.
like, you don't say that. You don't say that. Like, if I say, like, oh, I'm never going to get this audition, he'll be like, you don't say that. You never say that. Like,
There's something to that.
There is. You know, that's the thing. Like, you could call it delusion or you can call it optimism. You could call it, because it could happen. Anything could happen.
That's right.
Anything could happen.
There we go. So at this time,
yes.
when these things were going viral, were you actually getting people saying, come on in for a meeting?
Yes.
Oh
Well,
my God.
the Hamilton video.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. Jeremy O'Harris followed me on TikTok, and he had this thing at the time called called coronavirus playlist or something. He would post on Instagram. He would bring all his favorite TikToks to Instagram and post them for the millennials who weren't on TikTok yet. And he would post me on his coronavirus story or whatever. I forgot. There was a name for it.
Yeah.
And my now manager saw me on his COVID mixtape.
Yeah.
And she reached out. She reached out to me through my friend Tam, who is now a manager, who is a great manager. But at the time, she was sort of like she was Anna's assistant, I think, at like WME. And Anna left WME to be a manager. And she was like, my manager wants to reach out to you, so I'm going to connect you guys. And she connected us, and she got me to doing live comedy, and she like pushed me into doing. Like once the world opened back up, I was auditioning for JFL. I was doing a lot of live comedy shows, and like I was like sort of in the like New York comedy circuit. And I kept doing TikTok, and it opens you up to so many opportunities. And it ended up getting me to a place where eventually I got to do this sketch show called Staple View, which was like the first fully produced live sketch show on TikTok. And like, then I eventually got to screen test for SNL, which was really cool. And that got me to be with UTA. And so like the domino effect from TikTok really is like what I have now, but it's also the internet world and that feeling of like, you always have to put yourself out there every day. You got to be seen every day.
Consistency, yeah.
And also this feeling of wanting like a purity to my like who I am to people. And like, you know, sometimes when I see like influencers in a movie, I'm like, get out of the movie.
Yeah.
So like, what if someone sees me as an influencer instead of an actor? But also a lot of the time, but I'm like, this is the world we live in. Influencers get cast in movies now.
That's right.
And then they can prove themselves once they're there.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
And like, it really is, I have a very complicated relationship with it, but I love it when it's positive for me.
Yeah.
For my mental health. And like, as a creative outlet, it's really helpful. It's something you have control over in a career where you have no control over anything, where every day you're playing the lottery.
Right.
Right.
And you're putting your heart into auditions
Right.
where you're literally playing a game of chance, or just like you're the 70th option after they ask the 69 celebrities if they want to do it.
Right.
And like, so that's where my pessimism comes in. It's like, I'm hopeless every day, but I love, the thing is, once I start doing the audition, I love doing the audition.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it, and it helps me, and it's like good practice, and you have to think of it that way.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to keep some plates spinning.
Yeah.
And
no,
not,
you do.
and not worry so much, and just be like, well, let's just see what happens here.
Brick by brick, you know? Like, I'm going to lay a brick down. I'm in the mood to do this weird impression
I don't know
today.
what I'm building. It's okay.
You don't.
It's okay
You
right
really
now.
don't.
Yeah.
Like, I could, and when you trace back the good things in your career, or the moments that felt positive, like, I can trace it back to things that I couldn't have expected them to lead to. So I know that the little things that I do now, I don't know what they're going to lead to.
Yeah.
Like, you have to believe that, because it's true.
Yeah.
Like, tracing back anything that I've enjoyed doing in my career, I can trace back to like a little thing that I did, a little step that I took.
Yeah.
What is your philosophy of comedy?
Oh my God, it changes every day, because comedy's weird, don't you think?
Yes.
First of all, this has been said probably hundreds of thousands of times, but I think some of the best comedies are done by like really good straight actors. Like, Catherine O'Hara died recently, and so I've been watching a ton of clips from Best in Show, which is just so funny. And when you're watching those clips, you're like, the acting is it feels so real, and that's why it's so good. And sometimes I'll watch things where it feels like sticky, or like a long sketch comedy thing.
Yeah.
In the middle of a sentence, you feel like you fucking stupid.
Like literally, like,
What the fuck is this girl talking about?
4 times a minute, I think.
What the fuck is this girl talking about? Do you want to say that to me in the middle of this?
I don't.
Do I have a philosophy of comedy? Let's figure it out. Do I have a philosophy?
I think.
I do. I have things that I
must.
like and I don't like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, that's partly what I mean, but it's also what I mean is, I want you to verbalize what you know. I think you know something.
Thank you.
I think you do.
I do, because I have discernment about what I post, and someone gave me the best compliment the other day about, and I don't want to sound self-involved by regurgitating a compliment that I was given.
Yeah.
But someone said that like they liked that when I post, it always has like it's not just an impression. It has like a story and a twist to it, and it's like, it's not, and it's very purposeful, and it's like it's like one package. It's like it like makes sense or something.
Yes.
It's in that way, and I really appreciate that, because that is, I don't feel good putting things out there that I don't like, and that's why sometimes the TikTok stuff feels gross to me, because I'm like, I'm putting stuff out where I'm like, this is not something I'm super proud of, but I don't know my philosophy on comedy though. What do I know?
Well, let me say it like this then, because you're about to say it there.
You think so?
Yeah, there is a North Star for you with comedy.
Yeah.
I know what that person means. Like, I was laughing. Not only was I laughing out loud during the Nicole Kidman thing, but I was laughing like on my way down here after I'd seen it, and like. There's something, and I don't laugh a lot at things in general, but I certainly don't laugh like later.
So that is like the best compliment I can get. Oh, honestly, and someone commented on an old TikTok of mine the other day, like from 2 years ago, and they wrote, "I just want you to know how much I think about this TikTok. I quote it all the time. My mom thinks I'm crazy." Like, whatever, something like that. And I never really respond to comments, but I like responded to it with like a me crying with a smile on emoji. Because like,
you rank
best.
up there with the best people in that person's life.
I
that
know,
do
it's
that.
so
Like they're
cool.
quoting you.
It's cool to be
Like,
quoted.
right? Like we quote, whatever, Kristen Wiig, Steve Martin. You know what I mean? Like this is
in their life, I have that level of influence.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I mean, it's also cool that was done in your bedroom, right? And not in some studio.
Yeah.
And then that could have the same
impact.
Value.
Yeah.
That, if you want to talk about optimism for me, I'm like, we're heading toward cutting out the middleman thing here, which is going to be good for performers. Like where YouTube is the #1 channel in the world right now. It's not ABC,
crazy.
it's not NBC, it's not CBS, it's not HBO. And
great.
Right? And that's all content created out there in the world that people want to see. And there's something about that is exciting.
I mean, there are so many great, there's these alternate reality games, or they'll make a movie, but then there will be a website, and you can go on the website, and the website's corrupted, and you have to figure out what's corrupted with the website, but it's based on the movie that you watched, and the movie's so creepy and weird, and it's all on YouTube, and they just made it, and it's cool that you can put stuff out there, and there's for people to see.
And everyone could see it around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they could share it around the world.
It can be really powerful.
Yeah. It exists on the same screen that they're watching The Sopranos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever.
I
That's
know.
what I'm saying. You are weighing the same in terms of value as the people that we, have been let in through the gates.
I never thought about it that way, because I don't see it that way. I don't view myself that. I can't view because also financially,
right?
The biggest, you can make a little money on these things, but I'm doing this for exposure.
Yeah.
If you turn on the creator fund, then the algorithm messes you up and you don't get seen by people. So it's you have to be okay, do I want to get paid? Or do I want to get seen?
Yeah.
You need to decide if you want to get paid or you want to get seen. It just takes a lot to get to the point where you're financially supported by it. So, which okay, that's fine. But it's also makes it feel sometimes you start to question what it's leading to. But then you do have to look back and see what it has led to. Because and you also have to redefine what you view success as, and financially successful is not the same as other types of success.
Yeah.
And also money corrupts creativity a lot of the time. So
that's right.
It's I can also view not being where I want to be financially through my creative pursuits as a positive thing. Like I was saying before, my favorite artists, my favorite things that they make are when they're pushing to get somewhere, where they have to fight through something, whether it's they haven't broken through yet in their career. That album right before they take off is always the best album to me.
Right.
Not always, but often.
Yeah. Was this leading to other things? Like for instance, what I saw you in was just something recent, which for the first time, which is 31 Candles. Did that come from this kind? You see,
Jonah found me on TikTok.
So there's an example of you doing this kind of sketch, kind of impression work or whatever, comedy, but you were placed in a traditional, although it's beautifully not traditional in a way, romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Was there a traditional audition though?
No, I mean, a little bit. Not really.
That's
no.
interesting.
No.
Because that is actually exciting, because he saw you doing these things and still knew that you can do this kind of quote unquote traditional romantic lead. I mean, and you did it, but you did it in your own way, and that's what that's what I really responded to, the way you did this, and I think Ava Shapiro is an amazing character. I mean, the first time we see you. Also, wait, who was the costume designer on this?
Oh my God, the costume girlies are the best girlies. Jess and Cassie. The costumes were amazing, weren't they?
Yes.
Those girls.
It was also, let me just say, it's not just amazing. It's the word's going to sound bad. Unorthodox, but not outside the character. Mm-hmm. And so it precedes you, meaning we see you in that.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it helps us. That's what costumes should do.
Yes.
And it probably helped you.
It helped me in ways you couldn't even imagine. They gave me a ton of that clothing after the shoot, and it's all that I wear now. This is from it. This is from the shirt. I'm not even kidding.
That's funny.
You don't understand.
But did they work with you on that? Or?
Yes, they came to my house with boxes and like, what do you call it? The racks of clothing, and worked with like one of my skirts was part of it. Like they used maybe like 2 or 3 of like my things, but most of it was stuff that they brought and we tried on, and they will be way better at talking about. They would be way better at talking about it, but they were inspired by like, you know, like Annie Hall and like the classic.
There's definitely an Annie Hall
and like there's a New Yorkness about it.
Yes.
And the costumes made me feel like she's just so cute. I genuinely loved the costumes, and it made me feel like I was a romantic lead, but like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have to try to be a romantic lead because I looked like this intellectual, fashionable, but like low-key Jewish New York girl that like, I don't know, like there was this one hat that I just loved. The hat, I'm like, there's a scene where I'm on the dock and I'm wearing this hat, and just made me feel like just like this girl in the world, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but like it really, costumes are so important. And just like visually, I'm really glad that you noticed that, like, because it's just, they also just work so hard on it. And when I watch the movie, I'm just like, every character also has their own arc of how their costumes change over the movie. So how their character, like Jonah's character, and how his costume changed with his character. Like his outfits start out really loose, so he looks a little more boyish, and then his suit like fits him at the end real nice. And like they really thought about all these things. And when you're working with people like that, like like that is the luckiest day of my life. Yeah, that is the luckiest day of my life that I got to work with them, and they're the best people in the world. Also,
well, that helps so much too. What was the like leeway with this kind of tone that this movie had? I thought it was so, and particularly with your character. You know what I mean? Like, was that something that's just in the script, or was that something worked out?
Both, yeah. I mean, the script, like me and Jonah would sit down together with the script, go through the scenes, maybe talk about, maybe like if I felt like, what if she said something like this? Like he's very open to taking things into account. Because also with that genre of movie, I think also like there is more like freedom, like with, you know, like we did a lot of improv. He cast a lot of like really great comedians like Joey Dardano and Lauren Servideo, like these people that I just want to hang out with, first of all. So like, and Jonah gave us the freedom to sort of like do, especially in the scenes where we were all together, like do whatever we want, and just like have fun with it. But like we would reel it in and not take it too far, because when you're with a bunch of silly people in a room, it can get some people like Joey's energy is like insane in the best way and in the most distracting way, where it's like, okay, turn the volume down. But so we would sometimes like improvise, find a beat that we liked, and then like that would be the beat that we would repeat for like all the different camera setups. But we would also try to get like a take true to the script as much as possible, but he definitely gave us freedom to, which is really fun for that movie. I don't think it's for every movie you would want to do that. Yeah. But for this one, it definitely made sense. And Jonah is really good at just like surrounding himself with people that he trusts and believes in, and giving them the freedom to like work hard at the thing that they're there to do.
Oh, that's great.
Like, that is like actually the best quality that a director can have, is literally like surrounding yourself with incredible people who just want to be, and making the environment a place where people want to be and feel free to be, and like feel respected for what they do. And he was really good at that. Like he's really was very, and he also had to act in the movie, and he wore like 20 different hats. So really like kudos to him for being able to do that, and not, he never got angry once, not that I can remember.
That's amazing.
So.
But
Yeah.
does this make you want to do more romantic comedies?
Oh my God. I mean, it was genuinely a fun experience. I will say, like, acting wise, it's not as much of a challenge for me to like play a version of myself and like, it's fun, but it's fun. It is fun to play a version of yourself and be funny. And that is as good of a reason as like challenging yourself. Like, why
But
wouldn't
you like
you?
to challenge yourself.
I do like to challenge myself.
See, that's interesting. Wouldn't you want to just stick to non-challenges with comedy so you can keep the laughter going? I mean, I don't know.
No, I think when you're doing live comedy, you get used to that, like, you could do the exact same set in two different places with two different audiences. You could not change a single thing you do, and one of them is going to think you are God's gift to this earth, and the other one is going to forget you in the next 5 minutes. And then you get used to walking away from that and being like, okay, whatever. That, like, obviously it feels better when you crush and like everyone loves what you did. But when you don't, you're like, well, fuck that audience.
Yeah.
Like,
Blame them.
Even if it's your fault, you just have to, you just you're like, they just weren't on board with the thing I was doing. Like today, they weren't into that. Like, I do these comedy songs, and in the song, I sing this line in the song. I sing Alexander Hamilton, and every time I sing it, thank you, I get, the crowd erupts.
It's just out of nowhere, like
It's sort of random, and that's why it's funny, because it doesn't make fucking sense in the context of the song.
Yeah.
And so it's really, and it's sort of like also works as like my, like, you know, like how DJs have like DJ Khaled.
Yes,
Like, that's sort of like my, what do you call it? Tag. My tag
It's-
is
no,
Alex
it's
is
your,
me singing Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
Is my little tag. So it always hits.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then I did this show the other week. A show that I would love to always do because it was for dogs. It was for dogs in a shelter.
Oh.
But I said that, and the audience was fine.
Well, they don't laugh that much, though, dogs.
The dogs.
Wait,
Dogs
why,
are barking.
why, that means,
wasn't for
that's your
dogs.
first mistake. That was your first mistake, I think.
No, you're so right. None of the dogs got the joke.
Stick to people. Stick to people. So wait, what was it? It was for doggy mommies.
It was like we're like throughout the show they bring dogs on stage and they're like, this dog is up for adoption.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like you
I got
adopt dogs.
I got you.
It's like people come.
So
it's really cute.
that's what you mean by
actually.
you wanted to do that again because
Of course, I'll always do that show. I want every dog to be adopted. That is the most important
So
thing.
do people who love dogs not know Hamilton?
Apparently, it was the first time I've probably sang those songs 300 times plus. More. I don't know. I've sang them too many times to count. Every single time that gets a laugh.
Oh.
Crickets.
That must have been
Crickets
so
at
disorienting.
maybe, you know, I think maybe too much time has passed where Hamilton isn't funny anymore.
That might be true.
But this is like the fun thing about comedy is you figure out when jokes die, when jokes are alive. I also have this character. I have I have Jewish characters, and during different times, Jewish characters are not fun to do. I have a cantorial intern that is very
That's funny, just the description.
I have a really funny cantorial intern.
So then what are you doing? You're gauging based on that failure of that joke in that song.
Hamilton joke, yeah.
You're gonna probably hesitate doing that again.
It depends. You know, yeah, maybe. The thing is, what it did clock to me was like, okay, like actually, when I wrote this song, like I was sort of like the girl talking about how Hamilton's funny. But now everyone knows Hamilton's funny, so it's not funny anymore.
Right.
So that is what I'm thinking. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I need newer material. I do need newer material.
So when you do size up this kind of thing, when you are getting used to what your strengths are, when you do have some successful things happening, are you able to evaluate what would actually make you really happy to be doing as a performer? And do you just start to actually now set your sights on that and kind of leave other stuff behind? Or are you not there yet? We were talking about before how you don't have to kind of
know what bricks know what you're building yet. But are you at this point now trying to be like, if I'm going to be putting effort into something, maybe I should be putting effort into that because that makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like funneling it into the one thing.
Yeah, because there is a lot of things you're doing in different ways.
Yeah. And so like I do often feel a little, when I'm trying to do all these things, I start to feel spread thin. It's like I have lots of small piles around me and not like I want one large stack or something. I should, instead of like one large stack or something, like I not consciously will stop doing things if other things that are making me happy are working out. What makes me the happiest, I think, is being on a set or being in a play. When I am doing that, or even pre-production for that, working on the character, anything that has to do with that process, that is when I'm not thinking about anything else in the world. Like I love being on location and shooting something on location and being in character and working 12 hours a day and sleeping on a consistent sleep schedule, and like the day off feels so weird and I just want to be back. That's what I want to do. And so when I'm getting to do that, that's when I like stop posting TikToks. That's when I like stop doing comedy shows or writing new comedy music. But then with a movie, you do the movie and then the movie's over. And then you stop working and you're like, that was my identity. And that is what I love. And all I want in the entire world is to do that as often as possible. Or at least do it in meaningful ways when I can do it. Yeah. And so then when I like get to be in a movie and I get to film and then I come back from it, I like will sort of realize like, oh, I left all these things behind that maybe I shouldn't have. Because now what do I do? Like I feel like sort of lost. I think maybe sadly in my head somewhere I like look down upon, because I don't want to be an influencer. If it were up to me, I would have booked an amazing role right out of college, had an amazing career and gotten an Oscar by now. But like, that isn't the life I live, and it's not my circumstances, and that's okay. And so I do have to make the TikToks, and I do have to lay these little bricks, and I do have to hope that they lead to something. What I do try is that all these little things are funneling towards like me being able to be on sets with amazing people as often as possible. Yeah. Like even like making a TikTok now, I'm thinking like, well, first of all, I want to make something entertaining for people. I want to make something entertaining for me, but I also want to make something where, someone's like, that's an actress, or like that, or not even that's an actress, like that person is like a funny point of view. Yeah. That person, like something where like people can hopefully see me as more than just like a person like that they're scrolling by. Yeah. I'm really just proud of the work, even if it doesn't have a star in it that gets it into a festival. Like movies where I'm like really proud of the work are like the things that like just, I don't know, give me the most joy in my life. Like me and Kimball made this movie Mouse. Yeah. And it's been doing really well at the festivals it's been going to, and it's going to have a run at Regal this summer. And it was done so well. The script is amazing. The lighting, I remember being on set and looking at the lighting guys. The guys doing the lighting were like blowing my mind. Just the makeup person, the cinematography, everything. Like I'm just so proud of it. And it's not it hasn't been the thing that's been seen the most. Yeah. I hope it becomes that because it is so fucking good. But like that was like the highlight of like my past, like that was the highlight of my year when I got to film that. Yeah. And like, that's what I want to be doing. So anything that gets me closer to doing that and doing more projects like that will make me happier. And I think I'm lucky in so many ways that I get to do this and that I've gotten as far as I've gotten. But I also think like, being a struggling artist is difficult, but I think I'm starting to like romanticize it as like, that's how you have to be to like make anything good. And so, yeah, that's sort of where I'm at mentally with the difficulties of being an actor and figuring out where to funnel my energy.
Sarah Coffey, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool.
Back to One is a production of Filmmaker Magazine, which is a publication of The Gotham. Listen to back episodes of this podcast at filmmakermagazine.com or wherever you get your podcasts.